This is Roy Aspen, owner of this beautiful car. Roy, what type of car is it?
It's a 1959 Cadillac Sedan Deville.
And how did you get your hands on it?
Well, 5 years ago I saw it advertised in a magazine. It was advertised in Ilkley.
Yeah.
But where I actually bought it from, the chap who had it is in Otley, bottom of Pool Bank, just outside Leeds.
And did he import it from America?
I believe so, yes.
And why did he sell it then?
Short of money. He needed the money.
So is this the first American car you've owned then?
Oh no, I've had lots.
Yeah.
I've had Chevrolets, Buicks, Lincolns, Cadillacs.
So why American cars? What do they do for you that British cars don't?
Because they're far superior.
Yeah, why is that then?
Because they're better made, they look better, they are better, they drive better, they're smoother, they're quieter.
They're bigger?
Bigger.
So what can you tell us about your car then? What work have you had to do on it so far?
Well, I was lucky that the body was straight.
Yeah.
No bumps, no rust. A lot of chrome work were damaged or missing. Got to have an aerial made.
Where did you have that made then?
In America. They sent it over to my door for £200. Whereas in Leeds, I tried to buy one off a Rolls Royce, which was obsolete, and it didn't fit right, and they wanted over £200.
So you got a bargain then, really?
I certainly got a bargain, yeah.
So that's the only thing you've had to replace then, the aerial?
Yeah, and there's some of the chrome work.
Now, the 50s was an important era for the Cadillacs, and a lot of changes happened. Can you tell us a little bit about the history?
History? Well, the history of the Cadillac, they were the first to start with the fins.
Yeah.
In 47, and from 47 they grew until they got to your 59. But the most expensive Cadillac was your 57 or your 58. I can't remember which one it was. It had a stainless steel roof. In the glove compartment it had silver goblets. I think there was 5 of those, and silver compact. The car was so expensive to make they couldn't sell it for the price they made it for. So every car they sold it at a loss. But then they brought out the 59 because they went to the peak of the fins, which is 42 inch.
My word, it's like a shark.
And then after that they started to go small again. The 60 is just slightly smaller until you get to your 64. That was the last of the fins.
So what influenced the size of the fins then?
Well, I believe it was the space age.
Yeah.
It wasn't just on the fins. If you look at some of the American cars, the dash is so extravagant.
Yeah.
It's like being inside a rocket in some of them. This is quite good, but it's not as good as some. The country it was so rich at that time.
Yeah.
That they just went crazy, if you like. They went for the biggest, the best, who could do the biggest fins, who could do the best this, who could have the more chrome. And it was one of the things the Americans like to do.
How big is this car then? Because it looks massive to me.
It's just over 20 foot.
20 foot?
Yes.
So you do struggle to find a car parking space then?
Well, I don't take it into Morrison's car park for a start.
And width-wise?
Width-wise, it's 6'3".
So what size engine is this then, Roy? 390. Yeah.
In other words, a 6.3 litre engine.
So powerful.
Very powerful.
Eats the fuel.
Very much, yeah. Yeah, it does about 8 miles per gallon.
Oh. That's
round town. I might be on a run, get about 12 on a run.
And why is it painted in these colours then? Well,
that is the colours the Cadillac are. All American vehicles have got their own colours. If it were a Chevrolet, it'd be orangey red.
Yeah.
If it were a Ford, it'd be lighter blue, and so on. You know, so they all could say, well, that is definitely the colour they are. But I don't know if the modern engines are the same these days, but because they're so big, there's that much enough room.
Well, I'll tell you what, I could eat my dinner off it. It's so immaculate.
Well, the pan would do some sausages, wouldn't it?
How have you got it this way?
Hard work.
Yeah.
Very hard work. I had to steam clean it in the first place to get all the clay and bits of stones out of it. Then it took me a long while to rub it down with sandpaper by hand, and then undercoated it and brought it back to its colour it should be.
It looks lovely. Now, does this car take leaded fuel?
Yes.
So what are you doing about the changeover?
Well, today is the first time I've put some unleaded in. I put straightforward unleaded in because I had just under half or just over half a tank of 4-star already in, so I didn't think it'd do any harm. I can't make up my mind yet whether I'm going to use this LRP or additives.
So can you tell the difference now when you've driven it now and it's got unleaded in it?
Well, this morning I've driven over to here and it was no difference. It's driven nice.
So you're just going to stick to unleaded then?
Well, I think I'll just stick to unleaded. I was in America not long ago and I was talking to some Americans who have classic cars, and they were saying if I'm not driving the car every day, all day and putting my foot down.
Yeah.
Don't worry, just put your unload in and just drive it sedately. And that's what I think I'm going to do.
Talk about putting your foot down. What's the top speed?
Well, it'll do what it says on the clock. It'll do 120 when police aren't looking.
So you've taken it to that then?
No.
I was going to say, it'll do about 3 to the gallon then, won't it?
Oh, I think we'll just get about 100 yards down the road.
Well, these fins are massive. What do they measure at?
42 inches. They're the biggest fin on any American car.
Biggest fin in the world?
Yes, I would say so.
And they've carried on the rocket theme, haven't they, with these...
With tail lights, yeah. Commonly known as ice cream cones.
Oh, well, they do look like a bit like something like a Batmobile or something like that.
Well, this is it. Kiddies, when I go to shows, they think it's a Batmobile.
Yeah.
And I kid them on and I say, well, come back at 4 o'clock and you'll see me fire them off. And they love it.
I bet they're there at 4 o'clock, aren't
they? Yes, they are. Some of them.
Well, this is an absolutely massive boot. You could fit a family of 4 in there, couldn't you, really?
Yes, you can, but remember the old films where you saw them throw bodies in?
Yeah.
Now you know how easy it is because they're so big.
Well, that's it. And they've carried on the grill and rocket theme in the back as well.
Yeah.
And you even got, is that the original number plate?
That is the number plate issued to it when it was brought into this country.
Right. So it doesn't stand for any initials.
No, I wish it did. I wish I could have a personalised one because I could, but if I could afford it, ASP1N.
Oh.
Aspen.
Yeah. Great stuff. Well, shall you open the boot then?
Yes, I certainly can. There we go.
Immaculate inside like everything else in the car.
Yes.
Right, and what are those clocks?
Those are 2 wheel trims off a 72 Cadillac I used to own. There were spares.
Yeah.
And when I sold the car, I forgot to give them to the new owner, so I made them into clocks.
Well, we've taken a look around the car now, but the best way to get the great feel of how the car goes is to do a bit of cruising.
You're going to have an experience.
Oh, I can't wait. So what's it like to drive then?
A dream.
Better than your other one?
Definitely.
Why is that then?
Oh, because it's its age. It's so good for its age. It's just unbelievable. I mean, as you can feel, it's so smooth and it's quiet. It's got the power.
So, have you ever had anybody come up to you and knock on your door and say, "Oh, I'd love your car. Can I buy it or can I borrow it?"
Yes. I've had people and have said, "Look, your window down," from another car.
Yeah.
And saying, "I like your car. Is it for sale?"
Really?
And you just say, "Well, anything for sale if the price is right."
Yeah. So if somebody offered you a lot of money for this car, would you sell it?
Yes, if it were enough.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Even though you've put all your heart and soul into this, your baby.
Yeah, because I'd like the same model but the Brits.
Right. So how much would you want for it?
Well, that's hard to say.
Yeah.
Anything, whatever I can get, as long as it's a lot. Because I don't know what value to put on it.
How much did you pay for it?
Well, I stole the car, if you like, off
Yeah.
the chap. I only paid £8 for it.
Bargain and a half then.
It certainly was.
And you'll sell it for a hell of a lot more now.
Definitely.
So it's a head turner.
Head turner, you'll certainly, yeah, definitely. People what wave to you, wondering, I suppose, who was inside it, but yeah, people wave and stop you, and it's just amazing.
So what advice would you give to someone who was looking to buy a Cadillac then?
Well, that depends on what they're hoping to do with it, whether it's a rebuild one or and have to spend a lot of money and a lot of time, or buy one what's very straight and practically nearly ready for shows.
Yeah. So what things would I look for if, fault-wise, what you don't want to go wrong, which is hard to fix type of thing?
Well, obvious thing you don't want to go wrong is gearbox, automatic gearboxes, and your engine, of course. Although parts for American cars aren't as dear as English.
Really?
No, you'd be surprised.
So what's the insurance like on this motor then?
Very good actually, because it's done on Classic.
Yeah.
And I do it for 3,000 mile a year, which the price brings that to £170. That's fully comprehensive, including windscreen, lawyers if I need them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good.
That's very cheap, isn't it?
Yes, for a good kind of car it is, yeah.
So do you enter it into many competitions then?
Yes, as many as I can.
Yeah.
I can't get to them all, of course, but I do well when I do get there.
What have you won then?
I've won, in the last 2 seasons, I've won 24 trophies.
Well, it felt great to be cruising in one of America's classic motoring icons. It's only a shame that we weren't in the US, because I quite fancied a drive-in movie.